talk. That's our new thing right there, BC. What you think about that?
Hey, I like it.
I like it. So anyway,
I like it. I
welcome
like
into
it.
the. I like it, dude. Man, thank you guys for joining tonight. Look, tonight we're gonna just get right in tonight. BC, I hope you're doing okay. But I'm gonna tell you right off the back, my brother, I ain't good.
What's
I'm
up?
I'm still I'm still boiling from this loss over Auburn. I
Mm-hmm.
am, and you know I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it no more. I had a lot of time to think about it, and I think I gotta ask the question, bro. Like, who are we blaming for the downfall of where we headed at this year? Is it the coaching? Is it the players? Is it is it the refs? Like, what's going on with Kentucky basketball that we done lost three straight games and it doesn't seem to be getting any better? Who's to blame?
Well, I give it to you in order. I'm not going to blame the refs.
Well, then
You know,
I
I had
disagree with you.
I had a coach that you don't blame the refs unless they just really just messed up big time. But the coach second, that's whatever. That's
Yeah,
but the players always has to be number one. They the ones that's going out there and play. But from a fan perspective, the fans are going to either blame the referees or the coach. So you can blame the referees all you want. It doesn't matter. You can say the referees, did this or did. If we have won, Auburn's going to say the same thing about the referees. That's just
okay.
what happens. But the players have to go out there and play. But people could say the referees might, but won't nobody say that Auburn's forward, the four man, got like 27 something points. Where you have like 27. Nobody
He had
talks
a
about that
yeah.
he outscored Noah, Jelly, BG, Modi, and Marino. Outscored our front line. One guy on their front court outscored our front court. Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about the turnovers. Nobody talks about leaving guys and miscues on defense.
Okay,
That's what a great coach brings up. He don't talk about the referees. You don't talk
okay,
about that.
I
So
got you.
it's first the players. Our players, have you ever thought about that? Our players right now, our team might have hit the threshold. They might have hit their ceiling. Have we ever thought about that? You could go get Dean Smith.
No,
You can revive him.
no, BC.
You could go get Patino. Have you ever thought about maybe that's the ceiling that we at right now? Now, anything March Madness can happen. I always say it's a marathon. Anything can happen. But have you ever thought about it might be that's the ceiling?
But I don't look. I don't agree with that, BC. I
What's
don't.
up?
I mean, I get what you're saying and everything,
Mm-hmm.
but did we? I mean, what was our ceiling? Have we really hit our ceiling? I mean, define our ceiling. Define the game where we hit our ceiling, and that's just and that's as far. Are we only a tennis? Are we only a team that's the ceiling is being able to beat a team like Tennessee? But then we beat a team, but then we lose to a bad team like Auburn. Then we lose to a bad team like Georgia. I'm not buying that we ain't hit our ceiling. It's a combination of Coach Pope and his rotation. It's the players. I mean, look, I'm sick of this, bro. The late game mistakes. BG ain't blocking out, and this is not me personally just calling out BG, but if you go back, he's sitting there looking on the side, looking at the guy go up to tap the ball in, like what are you looking at? Find a guy. This is basic basketball, BG. What are we doing? And but we do agree on the fact that one guy outscored our whole front court. That's and that's on Coach Pope. He's got to see that the coaches on the sideline they got to see that we're not performing. It's as simple as that, though, BC.
Okay, but let me ask you this question.
Somebody's got to take the blame for this.
Let me ask you this. It's a whole lot of people that's blaming Mark Pope. But if you said, okay, you could be coach.
Yeah.
And the team that you have to have the players. You got to have the players. The players, you can call the best inbound. You can call have the best game plan. You can go out there and the X's and O's and everything. If the players aren't performing, what do you do? If you coach right now, what do you do if you Mark Pope? What do you do? How can it get to a point where you tell your front line you have to put up numbers when they might not be capable of putting up numbers? That's the thought that I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, we can do this. That's why I say you have to play defense. That's why I say defense is very vital. Has it been a point where we're thinking and people thinking no matter what Mark Pope do, the guys aren't going to be able to put up numbers?
I don't know, man, but somebody needs to figure this out, BC, because we are 4 games left in the seasons, and 3 of those games, I hate to say it, but I don't know what we're gonna do in it. I don't know if we're gonna beat Texas A&M on the road. I don't even know if we're gonna be able to beat Florida and Vanderbilt at home. I think those are, I hate to say it, but those might be give me losses. I mean, it just is because if we hit our ceiling, then what are we supposed to do, bro? Like, for real, we're losing these games and it's getting ridiculous. No one seems to have an answer for this, man.
Hey, Mike, when our guard play, okay, always playing out his mind. He's definitely a gym. You're gonna have turnovers. That's gonna happen when you're being aggressive like that. If you don't have Oway, we're not even talking about NCAA tournament. We're not even talking about it. If you ain't got him, we're not winning no games.
I got you. Okay.
But the thing I'm saying, our backcourt, Denzel and Colin had a bad game. Okay.
Yeah, he did.
You have bad games. But our front court, where's the scoring going to come from? I always say, we need a Karl Anthony Towns. We need a guy where things ain't going good, Colin's having a bad game or whatever. We can dump it down low and get high percentage shots, get a double team. What every other team that's good in the country can do. If your front line if our front court's not scoring, what we gonna do? You ain't gonna beat the women's team.
This is where I say the referee screwed up the game for us, because they was calling a lot of ticky-tacky fouls on us early in the game. And
they do that every game. That's every game.
But BC,
both sides.
Listen though, BC, when I don't know if it happened to Florida. I mean, to Auburn that night. I think Auburn got the home calls that night.
Okay.
If they got us in foul trouble, once they get us in foul trouble, what are we supposed to do?
If we want to go there, but what we up by 12?
Yep.
11 points. It's a lot of times people are talking about the referees and we shoot more free throws than the other team. It's time to hold the team accountable and say, okay, you missed these many free throws. You made these many turnovers. Our front court's not scoring. It's not matching the intensity of the other front court. Okay, you know what the recipe for that is? A loss. We can blame the referees till you're blue in the face. You can blame the referees can go out there and call a perfect game, which is no such thing. They can give all the calls to Kentucky, every one of them. But if you go out there and make turnovers, if you go out there and our front court's not scoring, if we going out there missing free throws, guess what? You still ain't gonna win. Yeah, so are you gonna blame the referees then?
You can't. And
you can't. You gotta go play. A great coach always looks and say, okay, how many turnovers we have? Well, Okay, if in the Auburn game, if we would have made 5 or 6 free throws, we would have won the game. Okay, at the end, we didn't box out. Okay, that's what a great coach does. He's not talking about the referees. Great coach talk about, here's what y'all didn't do right. Now, the call on Chandler, okay, it could win either way. He pushed off. Did the dude grab him? Yes, he did. He baited him in. He pushed off. Now, if the roles was reversed and Kentucky guy got pushed off and they didn't make the call, guess what Kentucky fans are going to say?
They're going to be furious, huh?
They're going to be furious. But it's about the players going out there and playing.
How do we hold these guys accountable, though, BC? How do we hold these guys accountable? Is it? I mean, what's Coach Pope got to do? Does he got? I mean, he's got to have 5 guys on the floor, right? Who?
Hey, man, that's why
Who's the 5 guys, man.
That's why he makes all the money.
You got to be freaking kidding me, man.
That's why he makes all the money, man. Like I said, I can't blame all on Coach Pope. But like I said at the beginning, is this team where right here? Right here? And Dougie, yeah, it was a flop, but it was a push also. Now, would I have liked the no call? Yes. Why? Because I'm a Kentucky fan. Now, Auburn would have been saying, hey, it was a foul. They cheated. Fans always talk about the referees cheating when you lose. But nobody's talking about the missed free throws and everything.
Yep.
Nobody's talking about our front line, our front court not matching the intensity of another team's front court. Nobody's talking about all that. But we talking about the referees. What's the perfect referees you're going to get? Referees make bad calls all the time. That's why the referees make bad calls so much. That's why in every sport, it's a monitor over there that you go look at.
I don't want to believe that Kentucky has hit its ceiling. Have they hit their ceiling? And if they hit their ceiling, then are we going to lose to the point where we got to play on the first day of the tournament? 2, we get a play-in game, which to say Kentucky gets a play-in game in March Madness is absurd, but it could end up that way if we lose out, which is very possible. I don't think we're going to lose to South Carolina, but we didn't think we was going to lose to Georgia neither. Georgia let one or two guys beat us. They couldn't stop the inside. Our front court, when we thought that maybe Marino had turned the corner, when we thought that Marino could hold it down for us, they got abused against Georgia, and then it didn't make it no better against Auburn. So Coach Pope ain't making the necessary adjustments. The coaching staff is not getting these guys ready. So if you don't, you might want to look at Auburn, at the referees for the game against Auburn. But outside of that, then me and you are totally in agreement as far as the players and the coaches. We got to hold them accountable because the players and the coaches have lost the last 3 games. We ain't had the same 3 set of referees to all 3 games. So the players and the coaches, they got to step up and they got to take responsibility. And it starts with Coach Pope, and Coach Pope ain't doing
it. Here's my question. Coach Pope, and we have talked about this before, about coaches getting players ready.
Okay.
You do everything you can to get the players ready. But when they go out there in between them lines, what do you do?
It's them players that got to execute.
And it's not like in this game we was down by 15.
Yeah.
We was up.
It was up. That's the hard part, BC, is that we let them off the hook. And our players, turnovers, BC, is driving me insane, bro. And they always come. They don't come at just like, oh, we can't afford to get it. Of course, you can never afford to get a turnover. So I don't want to make this sound stupid. But they always come at the worst. They always come at the worst opportunities at the worst timing. I mean, we didn't get the ball in at the end of the game to even get a shot off. Of course, we only had like 0.6 seconds, so it was basically hit it and try to tap it in. Things just with this Kentucky program. At this particular point, and I can't sugarcoat it, BC. I can't just be nice, and I know we got a show that's called The Loyal. I get all of that, but at the end of the day, we got issues on this team that run deep, and I don't think any one person truly has the answer of how to get this fixed. You can't just take the whole program and throw it in the river and just start from scratch 100%. You can't do that. These are the guys that we got on the team, and right now it looks like at certain points of the ball game, at certain points of the game, Coach Pope doesn't have a clue on how to get this fixed. Let me ask you a question, then, BC.
Mm-hmm.
What's the rotation look like to you? Is he rotating at the right time? Is he rotating too much? Is he not rotating enough? Because we cannot seem to get the rhythm of who needs to be in the ball game. Is that a result of us already hitting our ceiling or what? Because we're not fixing it.
That's why I said about hitting the ceiling. Well, we're down to a 9-man rotation. But if you look at it, Ortega, your best player, he's playing both ends of the court. He's playing at a high level defensively. He's playing at a high level offensively. Guess what? Yes, he's young, but he's going to get tired.
Absolutely.
So you have to manage his minutes. The only ones that's really getting tired is Denzel, Ortega, and Colin. Our front court,
yeah,
they're not tired. They shouldn't be. So you have to manage the minutes, especially Ortega, because he's playing both ends of the court. He's not taking a day off when he comes down on the defensive end. Chandler's not taking a day off down on the defensive end. He's not as aggressive as Denzel and Ortega is on the offensive end. But those guys are tired. So how are you going to manage that rotation? Yeah. They tired. They might say, I don't want to come out. I don't want to, but you tired because come the final 3 or 4 minutes, you're going to be wore out. While other guys are fresh and getting rest.
Yeah.
So my thing is, people are talking about Mark Pope. What would you do? What would you do? That's why I say right now at this moment, I'm not talking about the next game. I'm talking about right now until otherwise, till you see something different. Maybe this team is right there at their ceiling. Now, can things happen come tournament time? Can they go to another level? Yes. But right now, it's like, I'm watching the game just like everybody else. Our front court, are we matching the intensity of other guys' front court?
No, we're not.
Are we getting scoring like the other guys' front court?
No, we're not.
So how you going to win?
Well,
are we getting 50-50 balls?
No, we're not. Not like we should. But isn't that the coach? He brought in the guys. He recruited these guys. He brought them to Kentucky.
Now, that's a whole nother story. I don't have nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
That's Coach Pope's fault. If we're being real.
That's a whole nother story right there. Now, I know we have had injuries, which those are facts. We got 3 guys that no longer are playing this year. But I don't have nothing to do with that.
I don't either.
That's that alone. Who comes in, that's not my thing.
Yeah.
Now they can pay me. I'll be a GM, Mike. I'll be a heck of a GM. Pay me, be a GM, Kentucky.
We need one. Do we need one for real?
Yeah. These days and time.
Yeah.
Now, if you are a big time recruiter,
yeah.
no.
See, I think my camera went off again, bro. This is some crap, bro. I think I'm gonna throw my computer and just get me a new computer or new something. Not sure if you guys can see me or not. Can you hear me, BG?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, but you can't see me though, right?
Nah, I can't see you.
Okay, so we're gonna keep rolling with it. My apologies for not being able to see me. BC standing in for, as they say in church, BC's gonna stand in the gap for us. So I'm sorry that you guys. We just got to keep going.
Yeah,
but
I'm here. I hear. We hear you.
Okay, so we play South Carolina tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
How confident do you feel about this game? Do you, after losing three straight games, do you feel more or less confident?
Man, Big Mike, I know they're gonna be scrappy. They're gonna scrap. They're gonna play hard, which everybody does when they play Kentucky, because they up for the game. Anytime you go out on the court and you ready to play, you hit shots sometimes that you don't normally hit. But confidence, I'm right in the middle. Big Mike's gone. He'd be back. But yeah, I am right in the middle of the South Carolina game. I gotta see what team shows up.
Ain't no team gonna show up, bro. Ain't no team gonna show up. I heard that. I'm back, and I heard that. You can't see my camera, but I heard that. It's just, man, it's our team and what we got going on. I don't know what happens against South Carolina. I don't. And we can sit here and say we said the same thing when we played Georgia. Oh, we got this game. Georgia's the worst rebounding team, or they give up whatever it is. Georgia's not all that good. And we said the same line against Auburn. Auburn doesn't guard the 3-point line. They don't rebound. Blah blah blah. But look what happened. They found a way to win the ball game because they wanted it more than we wanted it. And that's, in my book, that's unacceptable. Going on to South Carolina, we can say, first of all, we on the road there. They have nothing to lose. They would love to continue to spoil our season. They would love to give us 4 games in a row losing. This computer, man, is making me freaking just want to shoot somebody. And I just upgraded for what? Just to do what, bro? BC, you can't hear me, can you?
Yeah.
I'm angry. As you can see, my computer's just not acting right. My computer's not acting right. The referee's not acting right. Coach Pope is not acting right. The players are not acting right. What in my life is going right now? Not a whole lot right now, BG. I'm BC. Not a whole lot right now. If I could just get my Cats to win a ball game, I think I'll feel better. But this right here ain't gonna work, bro. You can't hear me, can you?
Yeah.
Okay. So are we gonna beat South Carolina, man?
I hope so. It's the same mindset of going in any game with me.
Yeah.
It's what you going to be ready and what you're going to do when you step between those lines. Whether if you're playing Arizona or Michigan, or you're playing South Carolina or Brown. It's the big fish, small fish. It's the same mindset. So it's, are they going to be ready to play?
Off topic here. I know Rick Pitino is a legend at Kentucky. I know he's a legend college basketball coach. He's a Hall of Fame coach.
Mm-hmm.
But is Rick Pitino? Should Rick Pitino even be in the conversation for being someone that should come back and be a GM for Kentucky basketball? I don't think so. And I know that's an unpopular thought. I don't think so. I think because of nothing against his, well, it is against his age, We need younger guys. We need somebody young to come in as a GM, someone that can relate to these young guys. I I don't dispute that Rick Pitino is a legend. I get that. I know what he did at Kentucky, but I think we need a young guy here at Kentucky as a GM who can more relate to him. Let's be honest. Rick Pitino ain't gonna be around in the game much longer. How you feel about that, man?
Mm, yeah, I feel what you're saying. It's Rick Pitino's a better recruiter than Mark Pope.
Okay, I got
But
you. Okay,
if Rick Pitino's a coach, man, I don't think Rick Pitino's would Rick Pitino, he already is a GM at St. John's.
okay, I got you.
So the Rick Pitino, I think Rick Pitino, he's a coach, and I think he's going to retire as a coach. I've been wrong before, but
Yeah,
he's a coach, man. That's what Rick does.
I wonder if Mark Pope is too selfish to go out and get a GM and give that role over to somebody else. I don't know. I can only speculate as a fan. I have to, as a fan of Kentucky, and I'm just a fan. I have to, I have to believe and hope that Coach Pope is willing to do what's best for Kentucky and not for his ego. And I get it that he's a smart guy, but maybe he's in over his head when it comes to this particular task that needs to be completed at Kentucky, as far as being a recruiter, as being a GM. He needs to probably let that go, and he needs to just stick to coaching and being better at that. But I
Well,
don't make enough money to really give my opinion on that.
well, Mike, if you bring GM in, if it's like anything else,
Yeah.
any other organization, he's going to have more power than Mark Pope.
Okay, so maybe it's an ego thing then, huh?
Or he could be. It's you try to put a team together, he has the last say so.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of coaches in professional levels like, hey, I'm moving on
Yeah.
because they don't get along with the GM or whatever.
That's true.
Then you have
But
some GMs is like, what you need, what do you want, what type, and then I tell you, okay, we can get this person, we can go get that person. Is they gonna fit or whatever?
yeah.
So
But we got to do something, man, because we gotta get the right personnel in here, and I don't know if a GM would sincerely go out and bring in someone that's coming off a major injury who's not going to start the season when we don't know what part of the season he's going to come back, and if he's that good of a player who we think is going to be leaving in 1 year anyway, then is it really worth bringing in a young man or a young lady that's only going to get who you only going to get at best a partial amount of play from them out of the year? Do we really go out and do we really waste that cap space on them of spending all that money when we can go out and we can get somebody? Now, if you go
uh,
out and get a guy and they get hurt, that's one thing. But can we really afford to bring in a superstar that's going to be on the bench for if not half, a little bit more half than the season?
well, yeah, a lot of GMs will pass on JQ
Okay.
because he's injured and they didn't see enough of him the year before that.
Well, then to me, that's all the more why it's important for us to go get a GM in.
Right.
Because if Mark Pope is going to do this, then you know, look, man. Here's the bottom line: is this the the fan base is livid, and here at
Of
Kentucky,
course.
here at Kentucky, it's louder than most places. We know that. It's not a secret that Kentucky fans are going to be loud, and Kentucky fans, it's so many of us, is that you only need 2% of us to be loud, and it's going to echo around the nation. Mark Pope has got to get this fixed, and as fans, we are hoping that he has enough in him, and he puts his pride to the side, is that he's willing to go out there and do that. I tell you what, if we find a way to lose this game to South Carolina, which we should win, but we should have beat Georgia. It's a lot of should haves. We should have beat Auburn, should have beat Georgia. We played the game like we thought. You know what? The way we came out of that Florida game, and we was excited because we didn't win, but we fought. And I don't think we saw that with the Georgia. And of course, like you said, we was up against Auburn. We just couldn't close out. And I think that's where we fall at is we can't close out some games. It's like you take it's like you take one step forward and then you lose 3 straight games. That's just not something that the BBN is willing to accept. And I don't think they will.
Big Mike. Trevor Kincaid, I think that's what Trevor Kincaid got a question.
Okay.
That
okay. Let me throw this up on the screen. Do you think? Please answer, Big Mike and BC. Do you think Mark Pope is the man for the job? I've never been one to want to. And hey, Trevor, thank you for that question, and that's a real question. I've never been one to say or to want to get somebody out of a job. I will say this is that if at times, let's be real, okay? I know you guys can't see me. You guys can't see my eyes. But let's be real about the situation in hand. At times, Coach Pope does look he doesn't look capable of running a ship this big. See, that's why in the military, in the Navy, that's why you got smaller ships and then you got the big boys. Okay. You got the real small ships, and then you just put you get guys in it that can control maybe 150 guys. But then you got guys who that you can put on in a nuclear aircraft carrier, and those guys, they can direct 10,000 people at one time if needed to be. So at times, Coach Pope looks like he needs to be that guy who's coaching a D3 school. But then again, I never played college basketball before. I wasn't even good enough to play varsity basketball. BC was. So I'm not really in a position to say whether Coach Pope is the guy for the job. But when you look at him on the sideline, let's be real. It doesn't take a doctor per se to say he looks lost out there. He doesn't have an answer. His face says it all. It's like, what do I do next? I don't have a clue. Please bail me out. BC?
Is Mark Pope the man for the job? Here's why I say, and I'm going to go back to 2 years when we was looking for a coach.
Yeah.
I say this, Mark Pope is the man that took the job. That's why I leave it at. And with that being said, he has 3 more years. So, and I know I say that all the time. It's either you going to give him a chance. He has had injuries. Every team has injuries.
Yeah.
Guys play with injuries. That's not an excuse. It's a fact. Has had injuries over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
But I say, is he the man for the job? He's the man that took the job.
How's a fan base supposed to feel about that, BC, knowing that he wasn't the first choice, the second choice, and I don't think he even was a third choice. I think he was the 4th choice.
I always say he's emergency hire.
Okay.
I don't even know if he's the 4th, 5th choice.
So then, if you say that, then BC, if you say that based off of that comment, should he be at Kentucky? Based off of that, I know he took the job, but based off of we wasn't getting anybody that we wanted. So let's just throw this out there and let's see if it sticks. Mark Pope, you want the job? People love you. You're a captain. You're a national champion. Come on to Kentucky. BYU got better, as someone just pointed out over here. I'm not sure who said that, but someone pointed out. Look at BYU. BYU became a much better team when Mark Pope exited the premises. You tell me.
like I said, he's the man that took the job. It's Mark Pope last year, he overachieved.
Okay.
Made it Sweet 16 and battled through injuries, and BBN loved him. This is the thing about why you could. Bruce Pearl might be the only guy that is willing to come coach at Kentucky if he had a chance.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of coaches are like, and now maybe a lot of players are like,
Yeah.
don't want that. You know, to love you one minute and hate you the next minute.
Yep. Well,
the season's not over. It's a marathon. Like I said, anything could happen.
okay.
Our kids could go on a run. Never know. That's why I'm hoping. I have hope for this squad until it's the last game of the season and the season's over.
I got you.
I got hope for him.
Well,
Mark Pope, it's either BBN, it's either going to give him a chance.
Yeah.
He's got 3 more years, and then it's just like we talked about with Mark. Dang, I done forgot his name already. Our football coach, Mark.
Mark Stoops.
Mark Stoops. Just like I always said with him, who you going to get? Who you going to bring in? But it's his second year, Big Mike. I know he's always in the frying pan. I know that, and now the stove is on. He was in the frying pan. Now the stove is on. So
that was a very short anniversary or honeymoon. That was a very short honeymoon. And someone asked a question earlier, and I hate that I didn't click on it. Let me see. Somebody asked a good question. If we had a GM and a GM put this team together, I wish hey, can you ever who asked that question? Oh, actually, is this it right here?
Somebody had another question they wanted.
Please answer me.
Please,
that's Trevor again. Please answer me. Did Mark Pope have the resume for this job? Answer this, please, Big Mike. Trevor is like, you're gonna answer my questions.
Yeah. That's what's up.
He didn't have the resume. I say that. And this is not saying he needs to be fired or anything, but I will say that he does not deserve it. He did not have the resume for this job. But the big question is, if we had a GM and the GM put this team together, BC, do we blame the GM now or do we blame Coach Pope? We have to blame, because going off what you said, the GM has more power than Coach Pope. Then that means if the GM put this team together, then the GM will be getting the heat right now.
Nah, Coach always get the heat. Because he's coaching them.
Yeah, I got you.
You give it the coach the heat all right now, and he don't go out there and play.
Yeah.
He's not making turnovers.
He's
not scoring. Leaving guys open. He's not doing that. And the coach always get the heat. Always.
Peanut has a very strange question, BC.
Mm-hmm.
It's odd. I didn't expect to see.
Yeah, this is almost like a semi-call-in, ain't it? I like it.
Do you think the history of racism in the Mormon faith is hurting recruiting? Let me put that back up because I didn't get a chance to read it fast. And the players' parents might remember. I'm off right now.
Do I think the history? Nah, I don't think it does. And I could be wrong, but nah, I don't think it does. When you talk about Mormon, you're talking about Colin Chandler, right?
Yeah. This is your theological mindset, right?
You're talking about Colin Chandler, which man, it is a good question.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna go there with that. I just think that Mark Pope, before Mark Pope came to Kentucky, he wasn't known as a recruiter.
Okay.
You know, we one of the best recruiters that ever did it went to Arkansas.
Yeah.
So Mark Pope wasn't a good recruiter. But now he's at Kentucky. You have to give him a little time. When Kyle Perry came to Kentucky, it was like easy for him to recruit. It's like, I have recruited at UMass. I have recruited at Memphis. Now I'm at Kentucky. This is easy. I ain't even got to say nothing. But
it runs itself.
But Mark Pope, he's not a recruiter yet.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to get guys in the portal, and with guys that are freshmen coming out of high school that, you know, that's not showing up or we're not getting.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's over my head, really, Big Mike. Because when it comes to recruiting or guys coming here, I don't know guys coming out of high school's thought. I don't know players in the portal. I do not know their thoughts. And you know me, if I don't know something, I'm not going to make up nothing. I'm going to tell you I don't know. That right there, I don't know why we're not getting recruits. I don't have a clue.
Because we have none for next year, BC.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know. I don't have a clue.
Isn't that a reflection on the coach, though?
I don't. It could be like I said. It could be people. You know, recruits are like, man, what? I might not want my kids to go to Kentucky because it's a lot of pressure, and it's, if they lose the game, they mad. If they win, it's okay. And if they win, they might not play the good team and won, or it's always something. It might drive kids away.
Absolutely.
Or I don't know. That's not facts. But who knows?
I want to throw up this comment, BC, by Chris F963. And he says, Pope wasn't the first choice. We couldn't get a higher profile coach because our fans run coaches off, period. Nobody wants a job because the fan base is, because of the fan base. It's that simple. I'm gonna put you on the spot right now, BC, and I need a response. Is the Kentucky fan base toxic? You on the spot, dude. Is our fan base toxic?
In this day and age, it can be. Years ago, no, because people wanted that smoke. Now in this day and age, majority of people are sensitive. People want to be the victim. When we grew up, we didn't want to be a victim.
Yeah.
You know, but this day and age, maybe. But I know Kentucky's expectation is always going to be through the roof, through the sky. Even God saying, man, y'all expectations so high because they up there with him.
Yeah.
But in the past, some people, they wanted that. Now, it could be fans. It could be the system that Mark Pope is running.
Okay.
But here's the thing, Mike. I do not know. I do not know. I don't have a clue. It could be 3 months from now and people flooding in and we getting all kind of people from the portal and this and that. I don't know. We can blame when we're in the situation that we are in now, the struggle, people like to blame everything. Just pick stuff out of the air. Let's blame this. Let's blame that. That's not the way, that's not where I live at. I look at how can we make it better? What do we need to do? We're in a situation now, everybody's just blaming everybody. Because that's the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
I don't know what the issue is. I'm not on that side. I'm right here in my office talking to you and talking to BBN.
You know, BC, part of the responsibility to, first of all, I'm glad I got my camera back. What's up?
Yeah,
What's up,
good
fam?
to see you, man. Good to see you.
Absolutely. I just got back in the country. That's all. I was I was in transit. It
But
took
we
me a little
heard you
bit
though.
longer.
Your presence was felt.
It BC set, us set behind the camera.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we have an obligation. Jimmy and Leah has an obligation too as well to not just be fans of Kentucky, but to get
Mm-hmm.
in front of the camera and to be transparent, to be honest, not afraid to say hard things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say this. I've it's always, I hate using the word but I got to use a but in my comment.
Mm-hmm.
We have a fantastic fan base, BC. Would you agree or disagree?
Yeah, one of the greatest.
We got one of the greatest ones out there. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care if it's football. I don't care if it's for pros or for college. BBN is one of the best out there in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You're not on social media like me. You do this show, and other than that, you're doing your thing or whatever.
This is all
So,
watches this show.
Yeah. So I'm on social media a lot because I have to continue to post for the show and everything.
Yeah.
So I see a lot. I don't comment on everything, but I see a great deal from the BBN. And I have to tell you, as much as I love the BBN, and people might unsubscribe when I say this right here, it's not all of BBN, but a portion of the BBN is so freaking nasty.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. They are nasty, man. Like some of the BBN is nasty. And I look at some of these comments and I laugh to myself. And I laugh not because of a good laugh, but I laugh in disgust on how some of our Kentucky fans act. And I get it. I'm hot. I'm hot when now we done lost 3 games straight. I'm hot, BC. Don't get me wrong. But some of these comments that's being said, parents are watching this, man. Future recruits or transfer people, they're watching this. How in the world? I gotta defend Mark Pope for a second. And he might not be the coach. People say he might not be good enough to be the coach here. And I admitted that. But sometimes Mark Pope's hands are being tied based off what the fan base is doing, not all the fan base. So I want to clarify that. People are going to say, well, he's talking about the fan base is horrible. No, some of the fan base is really, really horrible. And people are seeing this, and it's making his job that much harder. They're putting 50-pound rocks on his back and having him to go up a steep incline to get recruits. But people are seeing, why would I want to be here for? As you just said, why would a big-time head coach want to come here when they can go and they can be good, but the pressure, they don't want it.
Well, here's one of the things, Big Mike, that its fan bases, several fan bases, just like Kentucky. You're Tennessee. That's why I like the coach. I like Tennessee players. The fan base, Duke, Kansas, Alabama's, all these fan bases that have won championships and expect championships, they all like that. But the only difference is Kentucky's been like that ever since I know for the last 20, 30 years. They've been like that. The only difference is social media.
Yeah.
You just see it more. They've been like that, but Kentucky's been like that for ever since I know. It's just social media.
Absolutely.
That's the only difference.
Yeah.
But BBN is going to stay the same with expectations for basketball and the sports, just like Tennessee, just like the Alabamas, just like the Kansas, just like all the other teams that North Carolina's. Hubert Davis, he don't make it, so he gonna be gone. The UConns, UConn had a guy that won the national championship, beat us in the national championship. 2 years later, he's gone. They are colleges, fan bases that have a high expectation.
Yep.
It's not only Kentucky.
I got you.
But we just see Kentucky because we're Kentucky fans.
I got
you go to Tennessee, You go all the other same thing, man. It's social media. You see more now.
I got you, but I want to make sure that people understand when BBN is at their best, whether it's cheering on the team, whether it's supporting the community. Well, when it's rallying behind somebody, the BBN's the best at it. They're awesome, and so and it's not the whole BBN that is giving the BBN a bad name. It's only a very very small percentage, but because we're so big, and I'm gonna use the word, the BBN is powerful, and because of that, sometimes those loud voices are able to rise above the positive and push everything down. And now all you see, because of social media, now all you see is just everything that's so negative. But we got to get this fixed. You know what I'm saying? But still, the question will continue to be: Is Coach Spoke the man for the job here at Kentucky? And you got people who's on the fence who says continue to give him a chance. What could we do if we was healthy? What could he do if we had JQ, Jalen Lowe, and Cam Williams still healthy? What would this team look like? We'll never know. That's something that we'll be saying for infinity when we look back. What could we have been if these guys would have got hurt? That's it. But I want to
means a lot.
It means a lot. Who's to blame all of this? Is it Mitch Barnhart or is it Coach Spoke?
Blame for what? The season?
For where we at with this program. Don't you got to go to the top?
Man. Okay. You want me to give you an honest answer?
Please. Be brutally honest. Absolutely.
The blame for this is the players, man.
Because they're not out there performing?
It's players. What? Who else you gonna blame? It's like this. You blame the jockey or the horse?
You gotta blame the horse. He didn't run fast enough. Maybe he didn't hit hard enough. I don't know.
There you go. The jockey didn't hit him harder. The jockey wasn't bouncing in the right time. Yeah. Who you gonna blame? It comes down to the players.
Well, our players
because it's like this. If Kentucky was 23-0 right now, we're not talking about the athletic director. He's not even going to get mentioned.
Yep.
Nobody's going to look at the athletic director and say, "Oh boy, you doing a hell of a job." Who's doing that? Nobody. But when you're losing, I told you it's three things. It's the referees, it's the coach, it's the players. And out of those three, the players are the ones that's out there performing and the ones that are in between those lines.
And I think that's, do you think I hope this is not a dumb question, BC. Do you think the players really care? They going to get paid whether they lose, whether they win, whether they score 1 point, whether they foul out of the ball game, they still going to get their money. And this is not an issue whether or not we agree with NIL or not. This is a question: do they care? Do you think the '96 team would care if they was getting all that money, if they won or not?
I forgot about the NIL. That's the other play, which ain't got nothing to do with it either. Cause Arizona and Michigan and all those they making a lot of money. Kid from BYU's the highest paid in college, and he's performing.
He's performing every night, bro.
But you go back to the '96 team you're talking about, those guys. Here's the way I look at it. I'm not psychic. I can't say what if somebody is not for real or they're not going out and they just caring about the money, this and that. I can't speak on that because I don't know. I believe our players are going out playing hard That's why I believe. I believe they're going out and playing the best they can. But if you can play, Mike, I'm looking at it like this. You talk about the 96 team. The 96 team, even if it was NIL, they still gonna ball out.
Yep.
Now it's I know a lot of people talk about NIL, this and that. The players ain't playing if they get okay. You're speaking from your perspective, from your team. Arizona, they don't have an issue with NIL. Michigan, they don't have an issue with NIL. Houston, they don't have an issue with NIL. Florida don't have an issue with NIL. UConn don't have an issue with NIL because you know why? They winning. But when you're losing, now, like I said, we start picking out stuff to blame. Start grabbing stuff. If we was undefeated, nobody's talking about no NIL. But when the 22 million came in, which I don't, like I said, I don't think we spent no 22 million. I'm just saying. I don't think we spent 19. I don't think we spent 16. I'm just saying. But when the 22 million came in, don't you know how much expectations came with that?
Yeah.
That's why I was like, before the season even started, when they talking about 22, I was like, ooh, wee. That Mark Pope, man, they put them in the pan and putting them on the expectations go higher.
Yeah.
Especially if you at Kentucky. So players going out and not performing because they know they're going to get paid and they don't care if they win or not. I can't speak on that because I don't know. I'm not in their heads. I feel our guys are going out playing hard.
Did you see the comment that and I know it was just from a song? Hey David, would you mind Core says a minimum shows that could anyone actually write what the quote was from Noah? I don't have it and I don't remember for verbatim, but if you have that quote, can you throw that up on the screen so I can put it up? Noah put up a quote. I think he said something about it's not even, it doesn't matter if we win. I don't want to jack it up. But basically he's saying as long as we get that money or as long as something, but it was basically saying it doesn't matter what the outcome is of a game in a sense. And I'm paraphrasing.
Doesn't matter the outcome, as long as you get the income.
As long as something basically, you know what I'm saying? Wouldn't can be rusty, nor saying it at minimum shows us their mindset subconsciously. So yeah, but basically, so that's not a good look, and that's right after the game, like right after the ball game, he posted. So I'm just like where's our mindset at? I mean, don't you know the temperature of your own fan base? That Kentucky, if you got a fan base that tracks tail numbers on planes, when you don't think they're not going to take a quote. Don't matter about outcome as long as you get that. This is it right here. Appreciate that, Trevor. That's Trevor the comment right there. Don't matter about outcome as long as you get income. Now, that's tough, bro. And maybe if we win the ball game, that's not a bad statement. And maybe as a fan base, we read it. It was a quote.
That's not a good statement anyway.
That's not a good statement.
Not a good statement
especially we done lost 3 in a row, BC. Especially after losing three in a row, and somebody a native of Kentucky puts this up. He doesn't know the temperature of the fan base if he puts that up, because if he did, he know we hide, and he knows that whether you meant wrong about it or not, we gonna dissect it, every single letter of it, and you shouldn't do that. What did Pope mean by personnel? I'm not sure what I seen it on Kentucky basketball needs a GM. Yep, Clyde, good to see you, man. It is good. He said I'll Google it. We got refs. I could ref better. Jake, thank you for joining in as well too. Hey, if this is your first time watching, we're about to close out here and we got to close out now. I got to go to work. BC, Hey, bro, I didn't know that the time was way over. I apologize for that. I didn't,
Oh,
bro. I
that's
didn't
all
know.
good, man.
I didn't know that it was over.
You
Way
the one
over.
gotta go to work.
It's in this team, but they play hard. I should call in sick today, bro. Why not? Can I call in sick today, guys? I should just call in sick today. I got enough sick days on the book. I don't feel like. Anyway, anyway, guys, we are in the middle of a big conversations. Please do me a favor, man. I know we got a lot more to say to this. Please go leave your comments on YouTube. Don't stop. Let the comments come. Let's continue to have this conversation. Let's get it out there, man. For real. Let's continue to keep this conversation alive. It doesn't necessarily have to be negative, but let's keep the conversation going if you guys can do that. So please do, guys. And don't forget, man, once again, welcome to guys who watch for the first time. And remember that the Loyal BBN Fan Show, it's no fight, hype. It's just real BBN talk. Until next time, I'm Big Mike. That's my boy BC right there. We out. What's going on? So you actually hosting it right now. Leave be in session for all, I guess. This is crazy, bro. We're recording. We're not even